This is Mr. White from the counseling office with some information about scheduling for current sophomores and juniors for next year. As you might recall, when we met with you earlier this spring, we will use a different process for building your schedule this year than we have up until this point, giving you much more control over your schedule for next year. The document that you see in front of you is available on the Wenatchee High School Counseling website and is an overview of the process. Essentially, the process has two steps, the first of which has already been done. When we met with you earlier this spring, you shared a list of courses that you might be interested in for next year, and we used that information then to determine how many classes we need to offer within certain subjects to meet your needs. Step 2 will take place beginning next Monday for our current juniors and the following Monday for our current sophomores. In Step 2, current sophomores and juniors will have a 3-day window of opportunity to begin by building their own schedule and prioritizing the courses that are most important to them. It's very important because of that you confirm that you can in fact log into your Skyward account. If for whatever reason you can't log in, please come to the counseling office and allow us to assist you in resetting your passwords so that when your window opens, you can in fact begin building your schedule. At the bottom of this document are some important dates. As I mentioned previously, on Monday, May 9th, starting at the beginning of lunch, and ending Wednesday, May 11th at midnight, juniors will have a window of opportunity to add courses to their schedule. The following Monday, on the 16th, again at the beginning of lunch and ending on Wednesday the 19th at midnight, current sophomores will have the opportunity to add classes to their schedule. At the end of each of those windows, counselors will review schedules to make sure that students are meeting all graduation requirements and in fact have a complete schedule. Another date here at the bottom of this document indicates that, as always, at the end of this school year and at the beginning of the school year prior to the start of the semester in the fall, students will have the opportunity online to propose changes to their schedule. Next, I'd like to walk you through the process for navigating through Skyward to build your schedule for next year. The first step, once you log into Skyward, is to come to the Arena scheduling link here in the upper left-hand corner and select the 2022-23 school year. Now, we would recommend that you build your schedule using your Chromebook, but it's our understanding that you can also use your phone if, in fact, you have the Skyward app. Once you select the 2022-23 school year, you'll see a screen like this and several columns. In the middle here, you'll see that there is a list of the courses and course titles that we offer here at Wenatchee High School. There are a lot of them, and so you'll probably want to filter them either by subject here or by period here. You'll notice that to the left of the course titles, there's 3 columns. The far left column is where you add and eventually can remove courses from your schedule. The column next to it tells you if, based on what you've already built, that particular course would fit in your schedule. And this column tells you how many seats, if any, are available in the course at that moment. To the right of the course titles is some information about the format of the classes and the period in which it is offered. If it's on the AB rotation, you'll notice that it identifies A or B here under days met or meet. Again, here's the period, and then if it's on the AB rotation under term, you'll know that because it identifies it as a year-long class. If it's a semester class, like this one here, it will list both A and B under days meet because it meets on both A and B days. Here's the period again, and then this is the semester. This is a semester 1 class. If you want to add a particular class, it's very simple. Like, for example, let's say you want to add this first year French class. It meets First period again on B days, you just simply choose the add option here to the left. If you'd like to remove it, you can remove it here as well. As you add classes, you probably want to be able to track all of the additions and changes you've made, and you can do that here under View Print Schedule. So, for example, the French class we just added right there on B days is showing up under period 1. You can also remove courses from this screen as well. You just click on the title of the course. It will ask you to double check and make sure you really do want to drop it. And as long as you select yes, then it'll be removed from your schedule. So one word of caution about removing classes. Once you add a class to your schedule, you have a seat in that class. If you remove it from your schedule, it opens up that seat to any other student who might be in the system at that point. And so you definitely want to be careful when you remove courses and make sure you have a plan as you remove them and that you're okay with that seat being available to other students. Again, there will be a 3-day window for you to add and adjust classes within Skyward. Because of that, it's important to be patient. If, for example, on day 1, you see that there's a class you're interested in, but let's say it's not available because it's full or just doesn't fit at that moment within your schedule, know that you can come back and make adjustments throughout the window and know that other students are doing the same. And so, for example, a class that's not available on day 1 might be available on day 2 or day 3. And once we get to the end of that 3rd day and we close the window for registration for you, again, keep in mind, you can continue to communicate with your counselor as your counselor reviews what you've built to see if there's openings and a way for us to adjust things for you to get other courses that you might be interested in. With that said, as you're working on your schedule over those 3 days, know that counselors, all counselors, will actually be available before school, during lunch, and after school to assist you. So please, again, make sure that you can, in fact, log into Skyward prior to your window opening. And if you have any questions about this process or how it's going to work, do not hesitate to reach out to your counselor to see if we can't help moving forward. One resource that will be helpful to students as they plan potential schedules for next year would be the Wenatchee High School Master Schedule. This document will be available on the Wenatchee High School website under the Counseling tab and will also be shared with students via their emails. The Master Schedule provides information about all of the courses that are available to students throughout the day and throughout the year. As you begin to review it, you'll notice that the master schedule is broken up by departments. So this page represents the beginning of the class offerings we have within the science department. You'll also notice that there are essentially 4 columns throughout the master schedule, and they represent the different periods. So this column is first period, second period, third period, and then fourth period over here. You'll notice that the rows indicate individual teachers and the classes they would be teaching throughout the year. In this example from the current school year, you'll see that the teachers' names are listed here in the left column. In the document you'll have access to for next year, you will notice that teachers' names are not provided. The other thing for you to know about the master schedule is how to determine whether a course is a semester course that meets every day consecutively for the entire semester, or if it's a course on the AB rotation. So if it's a semester course, it will look like this example here of Intro to Physics and Chemistry. The top course in white indicates that that class is offered first semester, and below in gray, that indicates that the course is offered second semester. So this teacher would be teaching the same class both first and second semester. As opposed to this one here, this teacher is teaching Intro to Physics and Chemistry first semester and then switches to biology second semester. Courses that are offered on the AB rotation are marked in yellow, and trying to determine whether it's an A class or a B class requires you to look at the course code, which is below the title. So for example, this teacher is teaching physics on the A days, and you know it's on the A days because there is an A in the course code. On B days, this teacher is teaching AP Physics, and again, you'll notice the B in the course code itself. Please take advantage of using the master schedule to plan out several different scenarios and combinations of classes that you might like to fit in your schedule before you begin to build. Next, I'd like to talk with you about a few other things you might need to consider as you build your schedule. First of all, remember that we do require that students separate their English and social studies courses by semester if the format of those courses is a semester format. For example, if you register for an English class on the semester format first semester, we do need you to register for your social studies class second semester, or vice versa. If you forget to separate out your English and social studies courses when you build your schedule, your counselor will separate them for you, but we'd highly recommend that you remember to do that so that your counselor does not have to make additional adjustments to your schedule in order to ensure that they are separate semesters. Secondly, I'd like to talk with you for a second about the teacher's assistant position, or TA. Many of you might have interest in working with a teacher in that capacity. If so, you need to know two things. One, we will be limiting the number of TAs by period, and we may be prioritizing those positions based on student attendance. So if that's something you'd like to work into your schedule, make sure you prioritize that and be aware that we may need to make some adjustments after the fact. With the Tech Center, several of you are also interested in participating in one of the Tech Center programs or are currently participating in one of the Tech Center programs. One of the requirements for participation is that you fill out an online application on their website. If you have not done that yet, after you build the Tech Center program into your schedule, be sure to fill that out as soon as possible. We will be putting a deadline on that application. It will be the Friday following the closing of your registration window. So for example, for juniors, that will be May 20th. After May 20th, if a student has not filled out the online application for the Tech Center, we will open that position to other students who are interested. Finally, a couple thoughts about worksite learning. Several of you do have jobs outside of school and may know that we offer some credit for working outside of school. That class is called Worksite Learning. Typically, students build that into either their first period or their fourth period and are not required to actually attend a class here at the high school during those periods. If you would like to participate in Worksite Learning, please build it into your schedule again, either first or fourth period, and know that you'll need to reach out to either your counselor or Mr. Elwood, who oversees that program, to make sure that it is a good fit for you. Once again, we are glad to offer you this opportunity to have some control over your schedule moving into next year. If you have any questions or concerns at any point in the process, please reach out to your counselor.